In this compelling narrative, we dive into the heart-wrenching story of Alex Thompson, a dedicated boxer whose life is upended by betrayal, shattered trust and renewed strength. The redemption of a cheating wife's boxer husband chronicles Alex's journey from the brink of despair to the heights of personal triumph. Facing the ultimate test of faith and love, Alex discovers resilience and purpose in the most unexpected places. Join us as we explore themes of forgiveness, redemption, and the indomitable human spirit in this powerful tale of overcoming life's toughest battles. Alex Thompson, a highly skilled and dedicated boxer, was preparing for the biggest fight of his life. He had trained tirelessly for years, driven by the dream of becoming a champion. His wife, Emily, had always been his pillar of support, cheering him on at every match and ensuring he had everything he needed. They seemed like the perfect couple, deeply in love and united by their shared dreams and goals. However, everything changed one fateful evening in March 2014. Alex had just returned home from an intense training session. He was exhausted but excited about the upcoming fight. As he walked into their apartment in Brooklyn, he sensed something was off. The usually warm and inviting home felt cold and empty. "Emily?" he called out, his voice echoing through the silent rooms. There was no response. He moved through the apartment, his heart pounding with unease. Finally, he found her in the bedroom, sitting on the edge of the bed with a troubled expression on her face. "Emily, what's wrong?" Alex asked, kneeling in front of her and taking her hands in his. Her hands were cold, and she avoided his gaze. "Alex, we need to talk," she said, her voice trembling. "There's something I need to tell you." Alex felt a knot form in his stomach. He could sense the gravity of her words. "What is it, Emily? You can tell me anything." She took a deep breath, tears welling up in her eyes. "Alex, I'm pregnant." For a moment, Alex's heart soared with joy. They had talked about starting a family, and this seemed like a dream come true. But then he noticed the pain in her eyes and realized something was terribly wrong. "It's not yours," she whispered, her voice barely audible. The words hit Alex like a sledgehammer. He felt the room spin around him as he struggled to comprehend what she had just said. "What do you mean, it's not mine?" he asked, his voice shaking. I made a mistake, Alex," Emily confessed, tears streaming down her cheeks. "I had an affair, and now I'm pregnant with his child." Alex's world shattered in an instant. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. The woman he loved, the woman he had trusted with his heart and soul, had betrayed him in the worst possible way. He felt a surge of anger and betrayal, but more than anything, he felt an overwhelming sense of loss. "Who is he?" Alex demanded, his voice rising with anger. "It doesn't matter," Emily sobbed. "I'm so sorry, Alex. I never meant for this to happen. I love you, but I made a terrible mistake." Alex stood up, feeling a storm of emotions raging inside him. He couldn't stay in the same room with her. He needed to get out, to clear his head. "I need some air," he said, turning away from her. He left the apartment, slamming the door behind him. He walked aimlessly through the streets of Brooklyn, his mind racing with thoughts and emotions. He felt like his entire world had crumbled around him. How could Emily do this to him? How could she betray him so deeply? As he wandered through the city, he found himself at the entrance of a small, rundown boxing gym. The sign above the door read, "Brooklyn Youth Boxing Club." He had passed by this place many times before but had never paid much attention to it. Now, in his darkest moment, it seemed like a refuge. He walked inside, the familiar smell of sweat and leather filling his nostrils. The sound of gloves hitting punching bags and the shouts of trainers greeted him. He felt a sense of comfort in the chaos of the gym. It reminded him of his early days as a boxer, when he had found solace in the ring. The head coach, Tom Williams, noticed him standing by the door. Tom was a grizzled veteran of the boxing world, with a heart of gold and a passion for helping troubled kids. He approached Alex with a warm smile. "Hey there, you look like you could use a workout," Tom said, clapping Alex on the shoulder. Alex nodded, grateful for the distraction. "Yeah, I could use something to take my mind off things." Tom handed him a pair of gloves and pointed to an empty punching bag. "Go ahead, give it your best shot." Alex started pounding the bag, each punch fueled by his anger and frustration. He lost himself in the rhythm of the workout, the physical exertion helping to clear his mind. As he punched, he thought about Emily and the betrayal he felt. How could he ever forgive her? How could he move on from this? Hours passed, and by the time he stopped, he was drenched in sweat and exhausted. Tom watched him with a knowing look. Feel better? A little, Alex admitted, taking off the gloves. Thanks for letting me work out here. Tom smiled. Anytime. This gym is a place for people to find themselves, to rebuild. If you ever need a place to train or just to clear your head, you're always welcome here. Alex felt a glimmer of hope. Maybe, just maybe, he could find a way to rebuild his life. He thanked Tom and left the gym, feeling a little lighter than when he had entered. As he walked back to his apartment, he realized that he had a long road ahead of him. But he also knew that he had the strength and determination to overcome this. Back at the apartment, Emily was waiting for him. She looked at him with tearful eyes, but Alex couldn't bring himself to comfort her. He felt a wall between them, one that might never come down. I need some time, Alex said, his voice cold and distant. I don't know if I can ever forgive you, Emily. But I need to figure things out on my own. Emily nodded, understanding the gravity of his words. Take all the time you need, Alex. I'm so sorry for everything. Alex left the apartment again, this time with a sense of purpose. He knew he couldn't stay in the same place where his heart had been broken. He needed to find a new path, a new way forward. And maybe, just maybe, he could find a way to heal and move on from the pain of betrayal. As he walked through the streets of New York, he felt a sense of determination. He would rebuild his life, find new strength in helping others, and maybe one day, he could find it in his heart to forgive Emily. But for now, he needed to focus on himself and his journey to redemption. Alex found solace in the routine of the Brooklyn Youth Boxing Club. The days blurred into weeks as he devoted himself to helping the kids at the gym. He taught them the discipline, respect, and resilience that boxing had instilled in him. It was in the company of these kids that Alex began to rediscover his own strength and purpose. One day, while Alex was working with a young boxer named Jamie, the door to the gym swung open. In walked a tall, imposing man with a friendly smile. It was Tom Williams, the head coach, accompanied by a woman who exuded confidence and authority. She had sharp eyes that seemed to take in everything around her. Alex, I'd like you to meet Lisa Anderson, Tom said, introducing the woman. Lisa, this is Alex Thompson, one of our best trainers. Alex extended his hand, and Lisa shook it firmly. Nice to meet you, Alex. Tom has told me a lot about you. Nice to meet you too, Alex replied, curious about the woman standing before him. Lisa was a highly successful businesswoman and a regular donor to the gym. She was known for her sharp business acumen and her dedication to community service. She often visited the gym to see how her contributions were being used and to find ways to support the program further. I hear you're doing great work with the kids, Lisa said, looking around the gym. It's good to see someone so dedicated. Alex nodded, appreciating the compliment. Boxing gave me a lot. It's only right that I give back. Lisa observed Alex for a moment, sensing there was more to his story. Tom mentioned you were a professional boxer. Why did you stop? Alex hesitated, the memories of Emily's betrayal still raw. Life happened, he said simply. I needed a change. Lisa nodded, understanding that there was a deeper story behind his words. She didn't press further, but she made a mental note to learn more about him. There was something about Alex that intrigued her, something that made her want to help him find his way. Over the next few weeks, Lisa visited the gym more frequently. She watched Alex train the kids, noting his patience and dedication. She saw the way the kids looked up to him, how they responded to his guidance. It was clear that Alex was not only a talented boxer but also a natural mentor. One evening, after the gym had closed and the kids had gone home, Lisa approached Alex. Can I buy you a drink? She asked. I'd like to talk to you about something. Alex was taken aback by the offer. He had kept to himself since Emily's betrayal, avoiding social interactions as much as possible. But there was something about Lisa's straightforward manner that made him agree. Sure, he said, grabbing his jacket. There's a bar down the street. We can go there. They walked to a small, cozy bar called the Bluebird. It was a quiet place, perfect for a conversation. They found a table in the corner, and Lisa ordered a glass of wine while Alex opted for a beer. So, what's on your mind? Alex asked, curious about the purpose of their meeting. Lisa took a sip of her wine before speaking. I want to know more about you, Alex. What brought you to this gym? What are you running from? Alex sighed, staring into his beer. It's a long story. I'm a good listener, Lisa said, her eyes fixed on him. Alex took a deep breath and began to recount his story. He told her about his career as a boxer, his dreams of becoming a champion, and the devastating betrayal by Emily. He explained how he had found himself at the gym, seeking refuge and a sense of purpose. Lisa listened intently, her expression thoughtful. When Alex finished, she leaned back in her chair, considering her words carefully. Alex, I think you need to find closure. You can't move forward until you confront the past. Alex looked at her, a mixture of anger and sadness in his eyes. And how do you suggest I do that? Emily's gone. There's nothing left to say. Lisa shook her head. There's always something left to say. You need answers, Alex. You need to understand why she did what she did. Alex was silent for a moment, contemplating her words. Deep down, he knew she was right. He had buried his pain and anger, but it still festered inside him. He needed closure, but he didn't know where to start. How? He finally asked, his voice barely above a whisper. I have connections, Lisa said. I can help you find her. But you need to be prepared for what you might discover. It might not be what you expect. Alex nodded, the weight of his unresolved past pressing heavily on his shoulders. I don't know if I'm ready, but I have to try. Lisa smiled, a determined glint in her eyes. Good. We'll start tomorrow. The following day, Lisa made a few calls, using her extensive network to track down Emily. Within a week, she had a lead. Emily was living in Grand Rapids, Michigan. She had left New York shortly after their separation and had been living a quiet life ever since. Alex felt a mix of emotions as he prepared for the trip. He was anxious, unsure of what he would find, but also determined to face his past. With Lisa's support, he booked a flight to Grand Rapids and set out on a journey that would change his life. When they arrived in Grand Rapids, Lisa had already arranged a meeting with Emily. They met at a small cafe, a neutral place where they could talk without distractions. Emily looked different, more mature, and there was a sadness in her eyes that Alex hadn't seen before. Alex, she said softly, her voice trembling. It's been a long time. Emily, Alex replied, struggling to keep his emotions in check. We need to talk. They sat down at a table, Lisa giving them space but remaining nearby in case Alex needed support. The conversation was tense at first, both of them hesitant to revisit the past. But as they began to talk, the barriers between them slowly crumbled. Emily confessed that she had made a terrible mistake, that she had been manipulated by Frank, Alex's former manager. She explained how Frank had convinced her that leaving Alex was the best thing for his career, that her presence was a distraction. She had believed Frank's lies and had acted out of a misguided sense of love. I was wrong, Alex, Emily said, tears streaming down her face. I thought I was doing what was best for you, but I was wrong. I'm so sorry. Alex listened, his heart aching as he absorbed her words. He felt a mix of relief and sorrow, understanding that Emily had been as much a victim of Frank's manipulation as he had been. I forgive you, Emily, he said finally, his voice choked with emotion. But I don't know if we can go back to what we were. Emily nodded, her expression filled with regret. I understand. I just needed you to know the truth. They sat in silence for a moment, both of them processing the weight of their conversation. Finally, Alex stood up, a sense of closure settling over him. Thank you, Emily, he said, offering her a small smile. Take care of yourself. You too, Alex, she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. As they left the cafe, Alex felt a sense of peace he hadn't known in years. He had faced his past, confronted the pain, and found closure. With Lisa by his side, He knew he could move forward and rebuild his life. Back in New York, Alex returned to the gym with a renewed sense of purpose. He continued to train the kids, but now he did so with a lighter heart. He had found the strength to forgive, to let go of the past, and to embrace the future. Lisa remained a constant presence in his life, offering support and friendship. Over time, their bond grew stronger, and Alex found himself opening up to the possibility of new beginnings. As the months passed, Alex realized that his journey of healing was far from over, but he was no longer alone. With Lisa and Tom by his side, he faced each day with determination and hope, ready to embrace whatever the future held. With the emotional weight of Emily's betrayal finally lifted, Alex felt a newfound clarity. He threw himself into his work at the Brooklyn Youth Boxing Club, finding joy and purpose in training the kids. He was no longer running from his past, he was embracing his future. One evening, after a particularly intense training session, Tom Williams approached Alex with a thoughtful expression. "Hey, Alex, there's something I need to talk to you about," Tom said, motioning for Alex to join him in the office. "What's up, Tom?" Alex asked, following him into the small, cluttered room. Tom took a deep breath, choosing his words carefully. "We've been seeing a lot of progress with the kids, thanks to you. But I think we can do more. I want to expand the program, reach more kids who need our help. But to do that, we need more funding and more visibility." Alex nodded, understanding the challenges they faced. "What do you have in mind?" Tom smiled. "I was thinking of organizing a charity boxing event. We could invite some local businesses, get the community involved. It would be a great way to raise funds and spread the word about what we're doing here." Alex considered the idea. "That sounds like a great plan, Tom. How can I help?" Tom leaned forward, his eyes gleaming with excitement. "I want you to be the main event, Alex. A comeback fight. It would draw a lot of attention and show everyone the impact this gym has had on you and the kids." Alex hesitated. He hadn't fought professionally in years, and the thought of stepping back into the ring filled him with both excitement and anxiety. "I don't know, Tom. It's been a long time since I fought." "I know," Tom said, placing a reassuring hand on Alex's shoulder. "But you're still in great shape, and I believe in you. This could be a chance for you to show everyone that you're back, stronger than ever." Alex took a deep breath, feeling the familiar rush of adrenaline at the thought of fighting again. "All right, Tom, let's do it. I'll start training right away." Tom's face lit up with a grin. "That's the spirit, Alex. We'll start planning immediately." Over the next few weeks, the gym buzzed with activity as preparations for the charity event got underway. Flyers were printed, local businesses were contacted for sponsorships, and the kids were excitedly spreading the word. The atmosphere was electric, filled with anticipation and hope. Alex's training regimen intensified as he prepared for his comeback fight. He spent hours sparring, running, and lifting weights, pushing his body to its limits. He felt a renewed sense of purpose, driven by the desire to prove himself and support the gym that had given him so much. Lisa was there every step of the way, offering encouragement and support. Their bond had grown stronger since the trip to Grand Rapids, and Alex found himself relying on her more and more. She had become an integral part of his life, and he was grateful for her unwavering belief in him. One evening, after a grueling training session, Lisa approached Alex with a thoughtful expression. "Alex, there's something I need to talk to you about." "Sure, what's on your mind?" Alex asked, wiping sweat from his brow. "I've been thinking a lot about your story, about everything you've been through," Lisa said, her eyes earnest. "I think there's a bigger story here, one that could inspire a lot of people." "What do you mean?" Alex asked, curious. Lisa took a deep breath. "I want to write a book about your journey. From your rise as a boxer, through the betrayal and heartbreak, to your comeback and dedication to helping these kids. I think it could be a powerful story of resilience and redemption." Alex was taken aback. The idea of sharing his personal journey with the world was daunting, but he could see the potential impact it could have. "I don't know, Lisa. That's a lot to put out there." "I understand," Lisa said, placing a comforting hand on his arm. "But think about how many people it could help, how many lives it could touch. Your story is powerful, Alex. It's one that needs to be told. Alex considered her words, the weight of the decision pressing on him. But as he looked around the gym, at the kids who looked up to him and the community they had built, he realized that sharing his story could be another way to give back. All right, Lisa, he said finally. Let's do it. Let's tell the story. Lisa smiled, her eyes filled with determination. Thank you, Alex. I promise to do your story justice. As Lisa began working on the book, the day of the charity event drew closer. The gym was transformed into a bustling arena, complete with a makeshift ring, bleachers, and a stage for performances. The community had rallied behind the event, and tickets had sold out quickly. The night of the event, the gym was packed with spectators, all eager to see Alex's comeback fight. The atmosphere was electric, filled with cheers and excitement. Alex stood in the locker room, wrapping his hands and mentally preparing himself for the fight ahead. Tom entered the room, a look of pride on his face. How are you feeling, Alex? Nervous, Alex admitted, but ready. Tom nodded. You've got this, Alex. Just remember everything you've trained for and give it your all. Alex took a deep breath, nodding in agreement. Thanks, Tom, for everything. As Alex stepped into the ring, the crowd erupted in cheers. He scanned the audience, spotting Lisa in the front row, her eyes filled with encouragement. He felt a surge of determination, ready to prove himself and make a difference. The fight was intense, each round pushing Alex to his limits. But with every punch, every dodge, he felt a renewed sense of purpose. He was not just fighting for himself, he was fighting for the kids, for the gym, and for everyone who had supported him. In the final round, Alex delivered a powerful right hook, knocking his opponent to the ground. The referee counted to 10, and the crowd erupted in applause. Alex had won his comeback fight. As he stood in the center of the ring, his arms raised in victory, he felt a sense of accomplishment like never before. He had faced his past, embraced his future, and found the strength to rebuild his life. After the fight, Alex was surrounded by his supporters, including Lisa and Tom. You did it, Alex! Lisa exclaimed, hugging him tightly. Thanks to all of you, Alex said, his voice filled with gratitude. I couldn't have done it without your support. As the night drew to a close, Alex looked around at the smiling faces, the sense of community, and the hope that filled the air. He knew that this was just the beginning of a new chapter in his life, one filled with promise and possibility. With Lisa by his side and the support of his friends and community, Alex was ready to face whatever the future held. He had found his way back to the ring, back to himself, and back to the life he had always dreamed of. After the success of the charity event, the Brooklyn Youth Boxing Club thrived. The community rallied around the gym, offering more support and donations than ever before. The kids were inspired by Alex's comeback, and new members flocked to join the program. The gym buzzed with energy, filled with the sounds of training and laughter. Lisa worked tirelessly on the book about Alex's journey. She interviewed him extensively, capturing every detail of his life, his struggles, and his triumphs. Alex found the process cathartic, a final step in healing from his past. Lisa's dedication to the project only deepened their bond, and they grew closer with each passing day. One crisp morning, as Alex was finishing up his run along the Brooklyn Promenade, he received a call from Lisa. Her voice was filled with excitement. Alex, I've got great news. The first draft of the book is finished. I want you to read it. That's amazing, Lisa. Alex replied, feeling a surge of pride and gratitude. I can't wait to see it. They agreed to meet at a cozy cafe near the gym. Lisa handed Alex a manuscript, the cover adorned with a powerful photo of him in the ring, his fists raised in victory. The title read, Against the Ropes, The Alex Thompson Story. Alex felt a lump in his throat as he flipped through the pages, seeing his life laid out before him in black and white. This is incredible, Lisa. Thank you for telling my story. Lisa smiled, her eyes shimmering with emotion. It's your story, Alex. I just put it into words. As they sipped their coffee, they discussed the next steps. Lisa had already contacted several publishers, and there was significant interest in the book. Alex felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness about sharing his journey with the world. A few weeks later, they received an offer from a major publishing house. The book was set to be released nationwide, and the publisher planned a promotional tour. Alex was both thrilled and apprehensive about the publicity, but he knew it was an important part of their mission to inspire others. Meanwhile, the gym continued to thrive. Tom, Alex, and Lisa worked together to expand the program, adding new classes and activities for the kids. They even started a mentorship program, pairing the young boxers with community leaders who could offer guidance and support. One evening, as Alex was closing up the gym, he noticed a familiar figure standing by the entrance. It was Emily. She looked different, more mature and subdued. Alex's heart skipped a beat as he approached her. "Emily," he said, his voice calm but guarded. "What are you doing here?" "I heard about the charity event, your comeback fight," Emily replied, her eyes filled with a mix of sorrow and hope. "I wanted to see you, to congratulate you, and to apologize again for everything." Alex nodded, feeling a surge of emotions. "Thank you, Emily. I appreciate that." They stood in silence for a moment, the weight of their shared past hanging between them. Finally, Emily spoke. "I've been doing a lot of thinking, Alex. I made so many mistakes, and I've paid the price for them. But I've also been working on myself, trying to be a better person. I wanted you to know that." Alex looked at her, seeing the sincerity in her eyes. "I'm glad to hear that, Emily. We've both come a long way." Emily smiled, a hint of relief in her expression. "I'm happy for you, Alex. You've built something incredible here. I hope you find the happiness you deserve." "Thank you," Alex said, his voice softening. "I hope you do too." As Emily turned to leave, Alex felt a sense of closure. He had forgiven her, and now he could fully move on with his life. A few days later, Lisa and Alex attended the official launch party for Against the Ropes. The event was held at a chic bookstore in Manhattan, filled with journalists, publishers, and supporters. Alex felt a mixture of pride and nervousness as he stood before the crowd, ready to share his story with the world. Lisa introduced him, her voice filled with admiration. "Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce Alex Thompson. His story is one of resilience, redemption, and hope. Please join me in welcoming him." The crowd erupted in applause as Alex stepped up to the podium. He took a deep breath, feeling the weight of the moment. "Thank you, everyone, for being here. This book is more than just my story. It's a testament to the power of community, of finding strength in the face of adversity, and of never giving up on yourself." As he spoke, he glanced at Lisa, who smiled encouragingly. He felt a deep sense of gratitude for her support and for the journey they had undertaken together. The book tour took Alex and Lisa across the country, sharing their story and inspiring countless others. They met people from all walks of life who had faced their own battles and found hope in Alex's journey. Each event was filled with heartfelt conversations and emotional moments, reinforcing the impact of their message. Back in Brooklyn, the gym continued to flourish. One day, Tom approached Alex with a proposal. "Alex, I've been thinking. How would you feel about becoming a partner in the gym? You've done so much for this place, and I think it's time to make it official." Alex was taken aback by the offer. "Tom, I don't know what to say. This gym means the world to me. I'd be honored." Tom grinned, clapping Alex on the back. "Welcome aboard, partner." With his new role, Alex had even more opportunities to shape the future of the gym. He introduced new programs, organized community events, and worked tirelessly to ensure that every kid who walked through the doors felt valued and supported. One evening, after a long day at the gym, Alex and Lisa sat on the rooftop of his apartment building, watching the sun set over the Brooklyn skyline. They shared a comfortable silence, reflecting on everything they had achieved. "Can you believe how far we've come?" Lisa asked, her voice filled with wonder. Alex smiled, taking her hand in his. "It's been an incredible journey. And I couldn't have done it without you." Lisa leaned in, resting her head on his shoulder. "We make a pretty good team, don't we?" "The best," Alex replied, feeling a deep sense of contentment. As they sat together, the future stretched out before them, filled with endless possibilities. They had faced their past, embraced their present, and were ready to tackle whatever challenges lay ahead. Alex knew that his journey was far from over, but with Lisa by his side and the support of his friends and community, he felt ready for anything. He had found his way back to the ring, back to himself, and back to a life filled with purpose and love. With Alex now a partner in the Brooklyn Youth Boxing Club, the gym's future looked brighter than ever. However, success brought new challenges. The increased visibility of the gym attracted attention from both positive and negative forces. Alex and his team were about to face some of the toughest battles yet. One afternoon, while Alex was leading a training session, Tom rushed in with a worried expression. "Alex, we have a problem. There's been a complaint about the gym's safety standards. The city inspectors are coming in a week." Alex frowned. "What? That doesn't make sense. We've always maintained high standards." "I know," Tom said, frustration evident in his voice. "But someone filed an anonymous complaint, and now we have to deal with it." Over the next few days, Alex, Tom, and Lisa worked tirelessly to ensure the gym was up to code. They repaired any minor issues, cleaned every corner, and ensured all equipment was in top shape. The kids pitched in, eager to help protect the place they loved. On the day of the inspection, Alex greeted the inspectors with a confident smile, but he couldn't shake the feeling that someone was trying to sabotage their efforts. After a thorough inspection, the lead inspector approached Alex. "Mr. Thompson, everything seems to be in order here. We'll file a report, but I don't see any major issues." Alex let out a sigh of relief. "Thank you, sir. We take safety very seriously here." After the inspectors left, Lisa joined Alex in the office. "Who do you think filed that complaint?" she asked, concern in her eyes. "I'm not sure," Alex replied, deep in thought. "But we need to find out. Someone wants to shut us down, and we can't let that happen." A few days later, Alex received a call from an old acquaintance, Jake Monroe, a fellow boxer who had retired a few years before. "Hey Alex, I heard about the inspection. Word on the street is that Max Donovan is behind it." "Max Donovan?" Alex repeated, recognizing the name. Donovan was a former rival in the boxing world who had turned to shady business practices after his career ended. "Why would he target us?" "He's been trying to expand his own gym and sees yours as competition," Jake explained. "He'll do anything to get ahead." "Thanks for the heads up, Jake." "I appreciate it," Alex said, hanging up and feeling a renewed determination to protect the gym. Alex gathered Tom, Lisa, and the senior trainers for a meeting. "We have to be on guard. Donovan is behind this, and he won't stop until he gets what he wants." Tom clenched his fists. "We won't let him take us down, Alex. This gym means too much to all of us." Lisa nodded in agreement. "We need to be proactive. Let's reach out to the community, let them know what's happening. The more support we have, the harder it will be for Donovan to succeed." The team launched a campaign to rally the community, organizing events, sharing stories on social media, and reaching out to local news outlets. The response was overwhelming. Parents, former students, and local businesses voiced their support, and donations poured in to help with any needed improvements. As the community rallied around the gym, Alex continued his personal and professional journey. One evening, he and Lisa were preparing for a community meeting when Lisa received a call from her publisher. "Lisa, I have fantastic news," the publisher exclaimed. "Your book, Against the Ropes, is a bestseller. We want to schedule more appearances and interviews." Lisa's eyes widened in disbelief and excitement. "That's incredible. Thank you so much." After hanging up, Lisa turned to Alex with a beaming smile. "The book is a bestseller, Alex. People are really connecting with your story." Alex hugged her tightly. "That's amazing, Lisa. I'm so proud of you." Their joy was short-lived as Alex received a text message from one of the gym's trainers. "Alex, you need to get to the gym. There's been a break-in." Rushing to the gym, Alex and Lisa found the place in disarray. Equipment was damaged, and the office had been ransacked. The police were already there, gathering evidence. "This has Donovan written all over it," Alex muttered angrily. Lisa placed a comforting hand on his arm. "We'll get through this, Alex. We've faced worse." Determined not to let this setback defeat them, the team mobilized once again. The community response was immediate and powerful. Volunteers showed up to help clean and repair the damage, and donations flowed in to replace the stolen and broken equipment. Amidst the chaos, Alex received a surprising offer from a major sports network. They wanted to produce a documentary about his life and the work being done at the gym. The exposure would be invaluable, both for raising awareness and securing the gym's future. As filming for the documentary began, Alex reflected on how far he had come. He watched the kids training, their faces filled with determination and hope. He saw the dedication of his friends and the support of the community. Despite the challenges, they had built something remarkable. One evening, after a long day of filming, Alex sat with Lisa on the rooftop, their favorite spot. The city lights twinkled below, and a gentle breeze rustled their hair. "Do you ever wonder what life would be like if things had been different?" Alex asked, his voice thoughtful. "Sometimes," Lisa replied, leaning her head on his shoulder. "But I believe everything happens for a reason. We wouldn't be where we are today without the journey we've taken." Alex nodded, feeling a deep sense of peace. "You're right, and I wouldn't change a thing." As they sat together, Alex realized that despite the obstacles and the pain of the past, he had found his place in the world. He had a purpose, a community, and a future filled with promise. And with Lisa by his side, he knew they could face whatever challenges came their way. As Alex stands victorious in the ring, surrounded by the cheers of his supporters and the love of his newfound community, it's clear that his journey is far from over. Shattered trust and renewed strength, the redemption of a cheating wife's boxer husband, isn't just a story about betrayal. It's a testament to the power of resilience, forgiveness, and the human spirit. Alex's transformation from heartbreak to triumph reminds us all that even in our darkest moments, there is hope for renewal and strength. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more inspiring stories just like this one.